Hello. Sorry about that. My microphone was on. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our February 13th Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Board meeting. Let's all get started with a flag salute. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Chad Thompson, roll call, please.
Good evening. Chair Ara Masurlian.
Present.
Vice Chair Ashley Ramsey.
Here.
Board Member Maisha Gamino.
Here.
Board Member Robbie Brody.
Here.
And Board Member Mickey DiPaolo.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we move on to the department announcements, we have a special announcement regarding the adjournment of this meeting later tonight. The Burbank Parks and Recreation Board adjourns today's meeting in loving memory of Anthony A.J. Lopez, who passed away on December 17th, 2024, at the age of 17. Born on April 5th, 2007 in Newport Beach, California, to his devoted parents, Enrique Lopez and Tony Marie Mora, A.J. was a remarkable young man who faced life's challenges with courage, kindness, and a contagious sense of humor. Diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy at the age of 4, he never let his condition define him. Even as he battled acute congestive heart failure in 2024, AJ continued to live with joy and enthusiasm. AJ had a deep love for outdoors, adventure, and sports, especially power soccer, which he played with passion and determination. He dreamed of representing the United States on the national power soccer team, embodying the true spirit of perseverance and sportsmanship. AJ was a two-time Conference Cup champion and a finalist in the 2024 Championship Conference. His presence brought light and warmth to all who knew him, and his memory will forever remain in the hearts of his family, friends, and the community. On behalf of the City of Burbank Parks Board, we extend our heartfelt condolences to AJ's loved ones. His legacy of joy, resilience, and love for life will continue to inspire us all. We will respectively adjourn this meeting tonight in his honor. Thank you. With that, I'd like to introduce Ms. Virginia Kasutan-Keene for announcements.
Good evening, Chair Ara Masurlian and members of the board. Thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. My name is Virginia Kasutan-Keene. I'm a program specialist at the Parks and Recreation Department. Tonight, I have the pleasure of sharing the department's program announcements and updates. Please begin the slideshow. Our centennial celebration has begun, and we're excited for everyone to join the festivities. As part of our exciting centennial celebration, we're thrilled to announce I Spy Burbank, a year-long adventure inviting the community to explore a different Burbank park each month through interactive challenges and missions. Using the Agents of Discovery mobile app, participants can embark on an augmented reality experience while discovering fun facts and hidden gems in our local parks. This February, head to McCambridge Park to complete the latest challenge and learn more about its history and amenities. Get ready to explore, play, and celebrate Burbank's 100th year in a whole new way to play. For details, visit www.burbankca.gov/parks100. Help us bring the centennial theme to life by entering your Centennial Photo Contest for your chance to win your photo featured on the cover of the 2025 Summer Recreation Guide. Now is the time to look through your old pictures and start to take new ones that show what Parks and Rec means to you. To view submission dates, contest rules, and to apply, please visit burbankca.gov/parks100. You can also celebrate with us by purchasing our limited-time Centennial merchandise. These items feature our special Parks and Recreation Centennial logo on T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, water bottles, and more. And they'll be available for pre-order or may be purchased at select events. Please visit burbankca.gov/Parks100 to view all the items that are available for purchase. Play beyond the limits at the Burbank Adaptive Sports Expo. Join us at McCambridge Park this Saturday, February 15th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This dynamic event will showcase a range of adaptive sports, including adaptive chair yoga, adaptive swimming, beep baseball, and much more. It's an excellent opportunity to learn more about and participate in adaptive sports. This is a free event open to all. For more details on the featured sports and to register, please visit www.burbankca.gov/BASE. We are thrilled to announce that the Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center's current exhibition, Ancient Arts in a Modern World, featuring the diverse talents of Rhonda Ralston, Martin Ehrlich, and Darian Donner. Join us at the gallery to review remarkable artistry encompassing encaustic paintings, nature-inspired ceramics, and surrealist color paintings and drawings. This exhibit is now open and will continue through February 27th. For gallery hours, visit burbankca.gov/BLCAC. We are seeking volunteers for our next Dig Day on March 1st for just 2 hours, for 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center. Lend us a helping hand by cleaning up litter, weeding, and planting. To register for this event, visit burbankparks.com. Join us at the Los Angeles Community Garden Council for a ribbon-cutting ceremony on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025, 10 a.m. at 3705 West Clark Avenue, Burbank, California. Celebrate this new community space dedicated to sustainability, healthy living, and connection. This event is free and open to the public. Join us at the 2025 Summer Camps and Recreation Fair at Joy Jose Park on March 1st from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Meet our friendly camp and recreation instructors, enjoy fun and games, and win fantastic prizes. This event is free for all. Register at burbankparks.com to secure your spot. Summer Days registration. Pre-registration for our Summer Days program is now open. Pre-register to complete all necessary forms in advance, ensuring a smooth and swift registration process later. Resident registration opens on March 8th at 9 a.m., followed by open registration starting on March 18th. For more details, visit burbankca.gov/camps. Secure your spot early and make this summer unforgettable. Wild Creatures Walk. Our Wild Creatures Walk is a fantastic opportunity for your little ones to learn about wildlife while having fun in the Verdugo Mountains. For hike times and to sign up, visit burbankparks.com. The Parks and Recreation Department is seeking talented individuals to join our team. To view our current openings, visit burbankca.gov/PR jobs. Stay in the loop with the latest Parks and Rec updates by connecting with us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you. This concludes the department announcements.
Thank you. Thank you, Virginia. And really would highly encourage everyone to try their best to attend the Adaptive Sports Expo this Saturday. It's a great event, lots going on, and a special treat with the unveiling of the new McCambridge Park playground, so another reason to go. So bring the little ones out, check it out, have some fun. With that, I'd like to introduce Ms. Marissa Garcia with the Department Director Report.
Good evening, Chair Maserlian and board members. I'm Marissa Garcia, Parks and Rec Director. I do have one brief announcement for the board. This is in regards to the Starlight Bowl. Wanted to make the board aware that following the January 7th windstorm that we experienced here in the city, the Starlight Bowl did sustain some significant damage. Public Works is still in the process of doing a full evaluation and developing a scope of all of the repairs that need to be made. At a minimum, though, the roof does need to be replaced. And that being said, as we're looking forward towards the summer, the decision has been made to, we won't have sufficient time to make the repairs in time for this summer Starlight Bowl concert season. However, staff is quickly pivoted, and we are looking forward to offer the community some entertainment, doing some concerts in the park this summer, seeing that we can't do it at the Starlight Bowl. This also includes the 4th of July celebration, which I know is really important to a lot of us. So what we're going to be doing this year is we're going to do a drone show to celebrate our 4th of July celebration. So with that, I wanted to make the board aware of the changes. Staff is still in the planning stages, trying to get all the details and plan out these concerts. We will absolutely share information to the board as well as our community once we have more details and concrete information. So wanted to make the board aware of that.
I have a question and a comment.
Sure.
The question is, the concerts in the park, will they be more, again, maybe you don't have the details, would they be more local performers versus like who would have potentially been at the Starlight Bowl? Because obviously Starlight Bowl type of performers probably not going to be able to maybe work at a park just because of the amount of crowds, or like, I guess that's my question. And then real quick on my comment, I had mentioned concerts in the park that Glendale does, and they're really successful. So maybe this is I don't want to say blessing in disguise, but maybe it's a way to kind of test it out and see how it goes for future summers. But yeah, my question.
Yeah, so you're absolutely correct. Still too early to say what performers, but certainly I think it's going to be a balance of both. One of the things that we have to recognize is that Starlight Bowl, when it's sold out and you have 4,000 people, we don't have a park or don't want to impact our residents in having a concert with 4,000 people in our parks. So it's going to be a balance. So absolutely, we're going to be looking at how we can offer our community a diverse array of entertainment, different price ranges, but these free concerts in the park, we are hoping will be more accessible to some of our residents and community members that aren't able to attend our concerts.
Fantastic. Thank you for that update. All right. With that, we will move on to public comment. So now is the time for general public comment. For members of the public who are here in person and wish to speak, please present a completed yellow card, such as this one, the general public comment card, to the recording secretary. Any person speaking during general public comment may address the board on any matter related to the Parks and Recreation Board. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. In order to promote fairness, please stay within your maximum allotted time of 3 minutes. A timer is available on the podium to help the speaker keep track of how much time is left. Please state your name for the record. I also encourage you to call in during the general public comment period at 818-238-3335. Callers will be placed in a queue until all in-person comments have been received. For callers, please remember to lower the volume on your TV or computer and take your phone off speaker when you deliver your public comment. At this time, we will begin with our in-person comments, and the first speaker card I have is our good buddy, Mr. Eric Hack.
Okay. Well, hey, and good evening to the wonderful members of the Parks and Rec Board, of course, terrific city staff, and others who've taken time out of their day to participate in tonight's meeting. For the record, my name is Eric Hawk. I am the current, again, no problem. I should spell it phonetically on the thing. It's all right. I'm the current president of the board of directors of the Burbank Community Band, and as always, first, a big thank you to this board, the Parks and Rec Board. I do, and the band does, always appreciate the support for the work that our local volunteer band is able to do. As a number of you may already know, the Burbank Community Band had a very wonderful end to its 2024 calendar year with a really special December holiday show. That was on Saturday, December the 21st. A lot of great factors came together to make the end of 2024 concert a wonderful success. Of course, one of them was knowing we had the support of this body through the first ever Burbank Arts Grant, and that helped us prepare for a really great show. In the end, the band had a packed and enthusiastic house at First Christian Church of Burbank as our final show of 2024. And I do want to emphasize, thanks for putting together the Burbank Arts Grant. I know there'll be a topic on this later on the agenda. You've likely heard from other recipients of this grant, but from our band specifically, financial support was very wonderful. But in retrospect, I think that there were even some more things that really benefited us. One was, I guess perhaps most importantly, we knew we weren't alone. We had the support of this board, of the Cultural Arts Commission, of the city, all of you in our corner wanting us to succeed, and that meant a great deal to us, so thank you. Also, in recent years, with costs increasing, some of our concerts have been more labors of love than labors of financial success, and so knowing we had some support, gave us the freedom to be somewhat imaginative and creative and serve our marketing, and going to San Fernando Road and Magnolia Park to put flyers in windows at stores that allowed us to do that and such, and social media ads, and really be a little bit more imaginative and creative. Oh, good. Okay, I see the timer's going here. Lastly, a little teaser for what's coming up. What we're preparing for now is our next show is going to be on April the 12th at 2 o'clock, Saturday, April the 12th at 2 o'clock at Burbank High School, and this is going to be our big annual show. It's our 85th anniversary, 1940 to 2025, but instead of celebrating ourselves, we would actually, as one of our musicians put, would like to write a little love letter to our hometown here of Burbank. And so it's going to be called The Sound of Burbank. We're going to celebrate some of the eras that we have shared with this city, not as old as the Parks and Rec as Centennial, but at 85 years we've shared in the Lockheed era here, as well as some of the events that have made this the media capital of the world. So I'll speak more about that next time when I'm here, probably next month. And but thank you so very much. And if I have to bounce early for another rehearsal, please forgive me on my early departure there. But thank you, everybody. All right.
Thank you, Eric. We don't have any other in-person comment cards. Do we have anyone in queue on the phone? We do not. Okay. I'd like to call on my board members for any response to public comment. I just want to say thank you, Eric, for always coming out here and using this platform to promote the Burbank Band. So thank you for that, and I'm sure we'll see you at the next meeting for to give us one more promotional effort for the April show. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And Ms. Garcia, do we have any written communication?
No, none were received.
Okay. I'd like to open up to our park board. Do you have any comments, any liaison things to talk about? We're good? Okay. Well, in that case, then, let's move to our first order of new business, and I'd like to welcome Mr. John McKinley to talk about the fiscal year 2023-24 roller hockey rink annual report.
All right, good evening, Chair and Park Board members. My name is John McGinley, the Acting Recreational Manager for Sports and Aquatics. Tonight I have the privilege of introducing PIM in the Los Angeles Kings Burbank Sports Center. The City of Burbank entered a lease and operating agreement with PIM in 2018 to manage the Burbank roller hockey facility, also known as the LA Kings Burbank Sports Center. or LAK-BSC. The agreement was renewed in 2023 for the first of 3 5-year extensions, continuing operations through 2028. PIM has successfully met all agreement obligations, maintaining the facility, fulfilling rent payments, and expanding programming. In 2024, LAK-BSC grew its offerings through partnerings with groups like LA Anarchist, Skate Pop-Up, and USA Roller Sports. Some of the highlights include expanded public skate in classes, weekly skating sessions, affordable rentals, and skill level classes for youth and adults, a new artistic roller skating team led by national champion coaching staff, hosting performances and community events, youth and adult hockey growth, free clinics, expanded youth league participation, and 27 adult teams in the Winter League. New futsal league and partnerships. They collaborated with the Burbank United Soccer Club and John Burroughs High School. And event expansion has led to birthday parties, school fundraisers, corporate events, and themed skate nights. PIM is in compliance with its operational and financial goals, having completed multiple facility upgrades. LAK-BSC is sanctioned by the Amateur Athletic Union, AAU, inline hockey, ensuring that players, coaches, officials, and volunteers adhere to AAAU rules in a participant code of conduct. Staff and volunteers undergo live scan fingerprinting. PIM operates as well as facility rentals available for private events. They have their skate rentals and a pro shop, providing equipment and access for public use. Program details and registration can be found at LAKingsBurbankSportsCenter.com. As per the agreement, base rent was $1,750 per month or $21,000 annually for years 3 through 5. Starting February 2023, the fixed rent increased to $2,167 per month or 6% of monthly gross revenue, whichever is greater. For this reporting period, PIM has paid $26,004 in fixed rent. Starting on November 1st, 2023, the city entered into a promissory note with PIM for $26,200 as an incentive for completing improvements on time. PIM is to repay the loan in full, including a yearly interest charge of 3% of the repayment amount due. The loan repayments are to be made to the city in 4 equal annual installments, starting November 2024 through November 2027, in the amount of $6,746.50. This is in accordance with the terms and conditions outlined in the promissory note. The first payment was successfully made in November 2024. PIM has undertaken key facility enhancements, including some rink improvements. They resurfaced and repainted rink floors, featuring a new LA Kings Center logo. Safety upgrades, repaired or replaced cracked boards for improved durability and safety. Enhanced experience, the purchase of portable, colorful outdoor lighting to create a vibrant atmosphere for public skating events. Through my experience working with their team, I've witnessed their dedication to expanding programming and creating new opportunities for the community. This facility serves as a lively hub where a diverse group of people come together to play, connect, and enjoy recreational activities. PIM continues to successfully manage and operate LAK-BSC, meeting the terms of the agreement and goals and objectives for fiscal year 23-24. In addition to offering traditional hockey and roller programs, they remain committed to expanding opportunities for sports and events at the facility. Staff looks forward to future facility improvements and the continued growth of programming at LAK-BSC. At this time, I would like to invite Scott Floman, operator of PIM, to present the highlights from this past year.
Board, how are we all doing tonight? Good, nice to see you guys again. It's good. All right. So as you can see, our agreement that we've had with the city, we're always on time, and, everything is taken care of when it's asked for. You know. Our youth programs, this is probably one of the most exciting things, especially over the last year, because we've been able to grow our programs not just with hockey, which what was originally designed for, but what we designed it as a sports center. So we have multiple different type of programs, skating, ball hockey, which is something else that kids can play without actually having to skate, futsal, soccer, roller derby. So we've really created an environment where it's not just that the surface is not just used for hockey alone. We have our youth program this year started off with 55 kids, and we're hoping by next year we should easily reach 110 to 150 kids in our youth roller hockey program. We do weekly practices, weekly futsal practices, and so that's one of our biggest accomplishments that we're really, really happy with. Our adult program is just solid. We've partnered up with a few different teams that have come from other rinks, and they drive, hour and a half to come and play in some of our divisions. So, and our competition has gotten great. Like there's everything from beginners to a high level. So it's been, our adult program has really grown, and the competition is a lot of fun. And then we're also started for our adults, we have a Learn to Skate program that are on the weekends for quads, not for playing hockey, but for actually skating. Wait for it to get to special events. Community public skate has grown really considerably. We went from 2 nights to 4 nights a week. We do a Monday night cheap skate that we charge $7. And then Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays, we have skating and skating school going at all times. We do private rentals, so we're doing birthday parties now. If somebody wants to come and do team building, they can come. And we invested about, I don't know, we're up to about 12 grand in rental skates now. So we have a multitude of sizes. So we have pretty much everything we need that you would normally see in an indoor roller rink that we're using for this outdoor facility. And then, like I said, our special events are getting more and more. We have promoters that are coming in and doing theme nights where a DJ comes out, whether it be an 80s night or a 70s night. And it's a lot of fun. We're getting a lot of traffic. And people are just enjoying it. It's really become, what we tried to do when we started this some years ago, it's really come to fruition now. So, and then we also just bought a brand new sound system also because we needed to upgrade it. So there's our theme nights. There we go. So you can see some of the pictures. So yeah, it's gotten great. This year we had to make some repairs to the floor. We had some issues coming from underneath, so we had to repair the floor, and then we repainted the whole thing. And that's that. Any questions, guys?
Very cool. Thank you. I have one question, but I'll open up to our board members.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before I ask. Anybody have any questions? No one?
Thank you.
The one question I had was, maybe it's included in there. Do you guys still have the family skate night? Because I think it was on Friday nights, because a few families have asked, because we went to the Moonlight Roller Derby, and then everyone was into it, and then they're like, isn't there something in Burbank? I'm like, I think they have a family, but we went on the website, we couldn't find it, so I don't know.
So now we just call it, we have it 4 nights a week. So we actually have skating 4 nights a week, and before that, you can actually go and get a lesson. Especially for kids if they're coming out. But yeah, 4 nights a week we do, it's like open skate.
You just show up, or you have to pre-register?
Just show up, and we have rental skates, so even if you don't have your gear, We do, and we have everything. We have.
And it's year round or just in the summer?
It's year round.
Year round.
Yeah, no, it's good. And now we also have a bunch of, so this artistic program that we've started now are all these world-class skaters. So now we have coaches that are actually teaching lessons throughout the day. So we're actually going almost 6 days a week with coaches, opposed to before it was non-existent. So, because quads have gotten, the four-wheel skates
Right.
have gotten so popular again that it's really become a fun program.
And those, sorry, just one more. What time do those start?
5 o'clock.
5. Great. Thank you so much.
You got it.
I do have one question.
Sure.
Do you have a calendar of, or is it on your website, the
It's on
themed skate days?
It's on the website.
On the
And
website,
then,
okay.
yeah, and there's promotions also on our Instagram.
Perfect.
We promote it, and yeah, and if there's any other platforms, we'd love to be a part of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Aisha.
I'm really excited that quad skates are back, by the way. Takes me back to my youth. But I just wanted to comment how I appreciate how accessible the hockey programs are. Learning on ice, I'm a mother of 2 competitive figure skaters, and I know that it takes a lot of effort. And so having people, giving them the opportunity to be able to be in your programs, I know that they're affordable, and learning to do it not on ice is even more accessible.
Oh.
So thanks for this work.
Yeah,
It's really
thank you.
important.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, Mickey, I didn't see you.
Mickey.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to say really impressed. I was on the park board in 2017 when you all came on board, I believe, and to say you have made that facility 100% better is an understatement.
Thank you.
I like how you've incorporated a multitude of activities besides the roller hockey, and I'm sure you're getting a lot of interest just by when people drop into skate. Maybe eventually they'll take up the roller hockey or whatever the activities are. And I love the fact that you got some really great youth programs. And anyway, great job, and thank you very much for a wonderful presentation tonight.
Thank you, Mickey. Appreciate it.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
guys, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you, guys. All right, moving on to our next new business, I would like to introduce Ms. Erin Barrows, who will talk about the approval of funding allocation for the Community Art Grants Program.
Right, sorry. I want to make sure I'm facing it the right way. That way, right? Okay. Good evening, Chair Musterlian and members of the board. My name's Erin Barrows. I'm a Recreation Services Manager with the Parks and Recreation Department. I'm delighted to be here with you once again and share details regarding the 2025 Community Arts Grant Award Program with you. As I am sure you are aware, arts grants programs are vital components of the services offered by local arts agencies across the United States. They play a crucial role in providing cultural enrichment to communities by subsidizing free or discounted ticket prices and promoting public engagement in cultural activities. These grants represent an investment in the community, enriching the lives of residents, workers, and visitors alike. To support this, the Parks and Recreation Department and the Burbank Cultural Arts Commission established the Community Arts Grant Program in 2023. This program aims to support local artists and arts organizations while fostering engagement among Burbank residents through diverse and exceptional cultural arts projects. The program invites artists and arts organizations to apply for grants ranging from $1,000 to $5,000. These grants are intended to support visual and performing arts programs that promote community-wide arts participation and provide enriching experiences for all individuals. Applicants are encouraged to focus on projects that educate, entertain, and inspire participants, raise awareness and appreciation for the arts, address community needs, and reflect Burbank's cultural diversity. The program specified key eligibility criteria, including residency or base operations in Los Angeles County, completion of projects within Burbank, and direct service to Burbank residents, businesses, and visitors. Preferences were given to projects with public benefits and interactive components, with specific guidelines outlined for individual artists and arts organizations. Areas that were not eligible to apply for the grant included administration and operational expenses, programs that are not accessible to the community, projects held, performed, or exhibited outside the city of Burbank, and arts education or teaching programs. The second funding cycle of the program is funded at $56,500. We started with $50,000 in the 2024 cycle. We had two individuals one that declined from the get-go, and then another that was not able to fulfill their project during the year. So we had $4,500 from 2024. And then we had some rollover funds from years past. So given the applications this year, the panel wanted to put in extra money. So we are excited to fund at $56,500 this year. The program was launched on October 7th with the application window opened from October 8th, 2024 to November 19th, 2024. Application details and instructions were available on the city's website, with outreach conducted via email, social media, and third-party platforms, including the Los Angeles County Department of Arts and Culture. 2 virtual application workshops were held on October 17th and 30th, 2024, providing comprehensive guidance on completing applications, eligibility criteria, evaluation processes, and resources for prospective applicants. Recordings of these workshops were made available on the city's website for those unable to attend, and staff and the art consultant offered individual assistance as needed. Applications underwent evaluation based on artistic quality and merit, community access and impact, project viability, managerial and fiscal competence, cultural equity, inclusion, and Burbank residency and credit. Each criterion carried a designated point allocation, contributing to the overall assessment of each application. Initially, staff and the art consultant reviewed all applications, artistic documentation, and support materials to ensure that they met the eligibility requirements. 30 applications were deemed eligible, while 11 were found ineligible, and those applicants were notified of the reasons via email. Of the 30 applications that were under review, 16, or 53%, were based in Burbank, 23, or 77%, were new projects, 18, or 60%, were individual artists, 12, or 40%, were arts organizations, 18, or 60%, were performance projects, 6, or 20%, visual arts projects. 4 of those, or 13%, were multidisciplinary projects, and 2, which were 7%, were either short film or poetry. Before the panel meeting, panelists reviewed electronic copies of applications and artistic work samples, providing preliminary scores based on provided criteria. On January 23, 2025, a peer review panel comprising of 5 experts in music, dance, theater, and nonprofit management assessed the 30 eligible applications, and staff attended as observers. The Community Arts Grant peer review panel included Gavin Cho, Director of Development with the Burbank Arts and Education Foundation, Adrian Flores, who's a nonprofit arts consultant, partnerships and sponsorship specialist, Angie Gaspar Milanovic, who's the Director of Grants and Professional Development of Los Angeles County Department of Arts Culture, Leah Harrison, Artistic Project Director of Paramount Global Location-Based Entertainment Division, and Don Robinson Patrick, who is a Performing Arts Administrator and Curator. Don Robinson Patrick also served on our review panel in the first cycle, and we thought it was nice to have somebody to continue over with us. Under the guidance of the art consultant, the panelists deliberated on each application, exchanging professional insights and allocating scores according to the established criteria. Conflict of interest declarations were addressed, with panelists evaluating applications on a 105 scale, as there was a five additional points for Burbank residency. Detailed information, including scores, documents, or comments, rankings, and grant allocations, was documented in panelist scores and grant recommendations. Subsequently, this comprehensive evaluation was relayed to staff for further processing. Award levels were determined based on scores, available funds, request amounts, and qualified applicants. Decisions were final, with comments documented and available upon request to applicants after grant award announcements. We'll set up time beginning April 1st with anybody who applied, and whether they were eligible or ineligible, and those that are receiving funding and that are not receiving funding, to give them feedback for next year. We did have a few, one definitely that applied last year that did not receive, or was actually not eligible based on their proposal. They sat with us, they talked to us, they took those feedback, and I'm happy to say they're actually one of our individuals that are up for grant recommendation tonight. So my 17 applicant or recommended are over 3 slides. Sorry, there was a lot of information, so I'm going to go slowly so you can see them, but I just want to warn you of that. So of the $56,500 available for project grants in 2025, I'm happy to report the $56,500 of that was ultimately distributed among 17 awardees. Funding was designated for various purposes, including artist compensation, production, exhibit cost, marketing, rentals, and supplies. Grant recipients were encouraged to utilize matching funds, although it was not a requirement. Funds will be dispersed in 2 installments, with expenditures required within the project period from March 1st, 2025 to February 28th, 2026. This was a change in our first year. We gave them from March 1st until December 31st. This year we wanted to make sure that they had an entire year to have their project done. Staff will collaborate closely with grant recipients to develop comprehensive public outreach and promotional strategies for their performances. The city will actively endorse sponsored performances through its website, email, newsletters, and social media platforms. Upon project completion, grantees must submit a final report with a detailed budget and expense documentation to receive the final payment. Grantees who accept funding may be subject to potential audits by the city to verify the appropriate utilization of grant funds. Failure to sufficiently account for grant fund usage may result in the grantee's ineligibility for future city funding. If the proposed budget or project is not finalized by February 28th, 2026, awarded funds must be returned to the city of Burbank. The Department of Cultural Art, or the Department and Cultural Arts Commission, are enthusiastic about supporting local artists and local arts organizations through the Community Arts Grant Program. This initiative seeks to broaden community access to the arts, diversify arts programming, and provide essential backing to the artists and arts organizations. Staff is here to recommend that the Parks and Recreation Board consider the recommendation from the Community Arts Grant Program panel and approve the allocation of funding for the 2025 Community Arts Grant Program awards totaling $56,500. This concludes my report, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Erin. Any comments, questions? Robbie?
Erin, I'm so impressed with your presentation, and I have to tell you, board members, I was at the opening for the current Betsy Lukey Gallery show with Erin, and I think I just missed Marissa, but she's amazing. She made the rounds, spoke with every artist in the most thoughtful way. What a great representative of our city. I mean, I was so impressed. It's opening night of the art show. It's I think the most exciting night, and boy, Marissa, you have a real winner there. I mean, I just felt so proud to be part of Parks and Rec that night, just watching her engage and thank and applaud the artists. So you're the perfect person for this project. Wow. And Marissa, when I was on Art and Public Places Board, we used to brainstorm, how can we get more art in the city? Wow, and now we're doing it. So this is just really exciting. The one question I had, I was on the committee that picked when we first started painting our electric boxes, and there was a little bit of an awards ceremony for all of the recipients before they did their work. Can we do something like that for these? I remember we did it at the theater by the mall, and everybody brought their friends and family, and it was just a very exciting thing.
That is a wonderful ceremony. So usually that ceremony is our reception to honor our sponsors that are donating the funds towards that, but we bring the artists in as well. I will let you know, we are still learning as we go through this process with our new community arts grant project or program. And what we've done is this past year with our individuals that received funding for 2024, they came in front of the Cultural Arts Commission and they presented on their projects in front of the Cultural Arts Commission so that they can see it. Now that we still have 2 that we're waiting on final reports for the first cycle. Once that is done, we're actually on schedule to be at City Council on April 8th to bring the cultural arts framework in front of them. And the plan is that we are going to speak about the first cycle of the Community Arts Grant Program at that point and list the names. We've done, I will tell you, we've done press releases so that it is out of everybody who was awarded in that first cycle. We also have their names on our City of Burbank Parks and Recreation website page, and when you go to Cultural Arts, so that there's a snapshot of each person that received funding, how much they received, a brief overview of what their project is, along with where their project took place, because that's another thing we always hear, venues, venues, venues. So we want to get people, our artists who are creative, to continue to think outside of that box of places that they can have their events. So we are almost completed with our first cycle and kicking off our second cycle at the same point. So like I said, at this point, we haven't had a conversation about bringing them all together for a ceremony, but we've tried to honor them in different ways and bring their projects in front of, like I said, the Cultural Arts Commission first, and then we'll be doing it with City Council later in a couple of months.
Great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see these projects come to life.
Thank you for your exceptionally kind words.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ashley.
I don't have questions, but I'm very excited for this. I'm a musician, and it's just really nice. This is a wonderful program. It's great to see just a wide, diverse range of programming. We have theater, we have animation, we have music, we have concert. I'm really excited to see the different types of groups that were benefited from this program. And I just thank you for all you do. I'm excited to see all this. Some exciting projects coming
There's some
up.
fun ones.
I know. I'm very excited.
There are some that
I'm looking
have
at this.
embraced also our department's 100th year celebration, which is really nice. So one of the animation, it's actually, they're doing the alphabet, but it's with 100 years of parks. There was another one that wasn't eligible that was trying to celebrate that as well. But we're excited. This is the first time we have animation that's been in it. We have a film in it this time. And then some of the music ones, they're doing an organ performance of music scores, which will be interesting. And then there's another one that's doing music from games. So, yes.
It's great music.
Besides, obviously, our 85th celebration of our anniversary with our Burbank Community Band. But it's really nice that there is a wide variety of different genres that we're able to support.
Awesome. Thank you. Maisha.
Yes, I'm thrilled that we're in the second cycle. That's really exciting. To dovetail on what Ashley has shared, I really appreciate the criteria, the thoughtfulness and the criteria. The focus on equity and inclusion, as you shared, is so important in our city and everywhere. And so I'm glad that that's a part of the criteria. And we know that this makes a difference. We've heard from the community band and we've heard from others that this makes a difference. So thank you for doing this. Thank you, your city, for doing this. And I'm ready to support when you call for a vote.
Before we do that, I just have one question. I apologize. I'm taking a little left turn from all the uplifting comments, but just a question. So in an unforeseen circumstance that an artist can't complete their project in this year, whatever happens, what happens to those funds? Do they have to return it? Does it get dispersed to other artists? Does it just go away? What happens to that?
They return it. So first of all, we hope that if there's an issue that they communicate with us first, so we can see if there's something that can be done. Because we have this program because we want to support our artists and our arts organizations. So that's why we kind of looked at some of our funding amounts this year too. We wanted to make sure the amounts they received, they were going to be successful with those. We didn't want to just give them money and then have them turn it back because they couldn't do anything with it. Unfortunately, we had that with one individual last year. If they are unable to fulfill their requirement, then they receive half of their grant money once they turn in all their paperwork and, Burbank business of purchase order is completed. And then they do not receive the rest of that money until after their final report is submitted to us. They have 45 days after their event is completed to turn that in. We look at it, audit it. If we have any questions, we go back to them. So this past year when somebody wasn't able to fulfill it, they hadn't even received the initial amount of their money because it kept pushing off. But they were in communication with us through that time, so we were aware of it. If for some reason it's not able to happen, there's been initial payment given, and then they cannot fulfill it, we would ask for that money to be reimbursed. And what we do at that point is we continue to keep it in our bank and we'll roll it over next year. So that's why we had extra money this year, was from individuals who weren't able to fulfill their requirement last year.
Okay, fantastic. I think our board is pretty ready and anxious to vote on this. So with that, the Parks and Rec consider the recommendation from the Community Arts Grant Program and approve the allocation of funding for the 2025 Community Arts Grant Program Awards totaling $56,500. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think we have it. Thank you. All right. Moving on to our third item, I'd like to introduce Ms. Brenda Casaneda to discuss the Fall 2024 Parks and Recreation Programming Update.
Thank you, Megan. Good evening, Chair Serlian and board members. My name is Brenda Castaneda. I'm the Animal Shelter Superintendent. And this evening, it's my pleasure to present the Fall 2024 Park and Recreation Fall Programming Update for you tonight. We do have a PowerPoint. My goal was to give you some photos of the events mentioned in the report, and also of the programming, pictures of the programming. I also just want to bring attention to the fact that a large part of the events being so successful are the partnerships from the community, and obviously the hard work of the amazing Parks and Recreation staff, as Member Bodie already mentioned, with Aaron being one of those people that leads up these events as well. So let's start the slideshow. All right, so we'll begin with landscape and forestry. So during this quarter, landscape and forestry was able to beautify the central library with large boulders, nice plants, pulling weeds, etc. And they obviously made this look very nice and sharp. At the bottom, you can see one of our forestry team members who is up on a cherry picker actually pruning trees. I note that because they pruned 1,625 trees throughout the city. So my knees get a little wobbly when I see that photo, as I could not do that job. So kudos to them. And that same team also was responsible for putting in new equipment over at the Maple Street Playground. These are photos of that equipment, which features climbing structures, swings, and slides to accommodate children of varying abilities. And as you can imagine, I'm sure the children are super excited to play on this new equipment. So the adults 55 and over section during this quarter had over 60 weekly classes and 15 monthly classes total. Their most popular classes are the exercise classes. such as chair yoga, which you see pictured here at the top, and also Tai Chi is very popular with the seniors. At the bottom, you'll see a photo of one of the dances that they offer for the seniors. And at these dances, they have a DJ that plays a variety of music, and the seniors get to do line dancing and also ballroom dancing, which is, I'm sure, a lot of fun. DJ takes requests if anyone's ever interested in attending, and they have approximately 40 participants at each event. In this photo, in this slide, you'll see the wonderful nutrition team members that are responsible for providing, during this quarter, a total of 31,543 meals. Yes, that is amazing. If we look at it in another manner, that's 10,500 meals a month. It's, wow. Can't say enough about that team. And you see in the photos, they're happy. They seem very much like they're enjoying their job. And from what I'm told by their manager, Aaron, they're a very dedicated group. So kudos to them as well. Awesome group. And that is Chad, yes. Chad. Okay, another memorable event for the Tuttle Center during this quarter was a celebration for a long-time resident, Carmen Catalina Rodas, who celebrated her 100th birthday. So just a little bit about Carmen. She's a resident of Burbank since 1984. She was a single mother who worked very hard as a housekeeper to raise her 5 children. She became very involved in Burbank sports to keep her children busy and involved. And the Tuttle staff was very kind to put this together for her, this 100th birthday celebration. Her friends were able to attend, family was able to attend, and staff, and you'll see city officials in the photos as well, and our own director attended also. Carmen, I don't believe was surprised by this event, but she was very surprised by the mariachis attending, and she got very emotional when she saw them and heard them. So that's an awesome event that it's nice that our department recognizes these things and takes the time to celebrate those special events. And just to note, 3 of Carmen's children still live here in Burbank. The animal shelter, how'd that get in there? Okay, so on the left, you'll see one of our long-term residents, Astrid. She's been with us since October 2nd of 2022. Yes, so we celebrated her anniversary with us by giving her some special dog treats that you see in the photo. She's doing well, but obviously, we are still looking for a permanent home for her. She's a large dog at approximately 140 pounds. She needs to be the only dog, but she is a love bug and will absolutely make anyone a lovely companion, if anyone is interested. So at the bottom here, you'll also see photos of adoptions from various times throughout the quarter. We were able to adopt out that quarter 281 animals, which is excellent. And in this, on this slide, that's one of the litters that we had at the shelter as well. We do have a current litter of approximately 9 puppies too, if anyone is interested in puppies. During this quarter, we were able to also promote our spay and neuter rebate program, which launched in August, and I'm happy to report that we had a total of 34 applications through the end of the year, so which isn't bad for a new program just starting out. and it's continuing to grow. During the fall, our kennels were also getting full. So we reached out to our director and said, hey, can we have a special promotion to help adopt these animals out? And she said, of course. So we held a 50% off adoption promotion at the end of the month in December, and we adopted out 93 animals through that promotion. Yeah. And I'd also just like to take the opportunity to acknowledge our volunteers of the Burbank Animal Shelter, whose help is vital to adopting these animals out, and their monetary contributions to their medical care is also extremely helpful. So thank you to them. Oh, before I leave this slide, another note. Our adoption live release rate for the end of last year was 91%, which is a 2% increase from the year prior. This is an just excellent indicator of how well our staff is doing, our volunteers are doing to do the best job possible to adopt these animals out. I always say the higher that number, the harder we're working. So staff is working very, very hard. So I'd like to acknowledge them as well. Okay, moving on. For community services, Plant for a Greener Burbank. They hosted a tree planting event at Johnny Carson Park where they planted 14 new trees with the help of volunteers as well. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention the dig event. They had 3 dig events as well, one at Jocelyn, one at McCambridge War Memorial, and at Verdugo Aquatic Facility. They also had volunteers assist by pulling weeds and picking up trash to beautify the parks. And you can see some of the volunteers on the right side there too. I recognize Derek in that one photo. Okay, the Betsy Lukey Creative Arts Center had 3 engaging art exhibits during that quarter. You'll see some of the art featured here. So in the middle, you may recognize it. It's called Santa Monica Dreaming, and it is of the Santa Monica Pier, and that was by Jennifer Turnbull from the Burbank Art Association. On the bottom, where you see the mailboxes, that's titled Montserrat Mailboxes by Sherry Jones, and that's from the Symphony of Color exhibit. And on the right side, very top, the flowers there, that's called After the Rain by Linda Shaner, and that's from the Symphony of Color exhibit. Bless you. And the vases on the bottom right side, that is a nice piece by Deborah Reynolds. This is all beautiful artwork. I'm sure seeing it in person is much more lovely. But I wanted you to see a few of those. And then on the left side, we have the Holiday Arts and Crafts Boutique, which offered an opportunity for people to purchase handmade gifts from 85 artists, which is amazing, for 2 weeks during the holiday season. And they would have things there such as pottery, jewelry, succulents, ceramics, and holiday ornaments. Sports, always busy sports all year round. During this quarter, they had over 256 adult teams playing basketball, soccer, volleyball, and softball. On the left photo up top, you'll see the Piper's Pals team, which made their debut in the Youth Basketball League in the fall. On the right side, you'll see the Park and Play recreation vehicle, and they bring fun activities to the after-school days programs. And on the bottom row, you'll see various photos of the different sports available. And I hope you can see that middle photograph has a nice rainbow over the softball players, which is beautiful. Okay, aquatics also super busy during this time. They had nearly 10,000 lap swim participants and close to 1,500 active memberships for that quarter. That's a lot of people to manage coming through the facilities. Aquatics held a Red Cross lifeguard training session. On the left side, you'll see photos of that event. And then there was also a floating pumpkin patch event. Actually, they had 3 of those sessions, which I was told sold out. They had about 500 pumpkins, and everyone gets to decorate those pumpkins, do activities at the at Verdugo Aquatic Facility, and then play in the activity pool. So I will tell you, because I had to ask, I said, do these pumpkins actually go in the water? I've never been. And they said, no, they don't. So I said, oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. I learned a lot during this assignment, which I volunteered for, by the way. Okay, recreation. So during this quarter, they had 178 classes that were offered, recreation classes, over 2,249 participants for those classes. Exercise classes such as cardio, fit, and pottery are very, very popular with the adults. And then for the children, most popular classes are karate and music classes, which is nice. And on the right side, you'll see photos of Valley Skate Park hosting their annual Halloween Skate Fest. They had a skate competition for this event, costume contest, barbecue dinner, crafts and games, and they welcomed approximately 100 participants. That's a lot. And this is one of my favorite events, the Veterans Day ceremony. If you've never had the opportunity to attend, that flyover is amazing. One of my favorite things. So this is held at the McCambridge War Memorial at McCambridge, and it commemorates the veteran service members. They have musical performances, keynote speakers, and music played by the Burbank Community Band. So it's a well-attended community event where veterans and their families gather to celebrate and honor each other. And if you wish to join and become a veteran, the recruiters were there, so that's great too. Army. All right, next event is Breakfast with Santa. And that's held at the Burbank Town Center, and children who attend enjoy a pancake breakfast, a performance by Santa, along with a community group called Generation DCD, holiday-themed activities and games, and they're able to write letters to Santa. So it looks like a really fun event. I was told it sold out with 250 participants, and they were supported by the Disney volunteers, who you can see in some of those photos too. So they helped make that happen also. The annual Haunted Adventure this last year was a success with over 700 visitors attending over 4 nights. Along with staff, the event was supported by over 40 volunteers who dedicated over 900 hours to the event. Staff definitely goes all out for this event, and I believe for those involved, it really is a true labor of love. I didn't think that photos would really do this event justice, so I wanted to show you a little clip just to give you a good feel for what attendees may experience. Hopefully it...
Wait, can we go in there? I'm not sure. Oh, nope, not going. I'm good.
Yeah, just a little taste. I'm a little scaredy cat. I don't think you're going to catch me there, but some people love that, which is great. I know Noah Altman and his team did an excellent job putting this together. So on this slide, you'll see the youth programs. The After Days program served over 540 students this quarter, with enrollment reaching nearly 100% capacity. On the right side on the bottom, you'll see a photo of the Youth Leadership Program, which is a free 9-week program for high school students. And this program helps the students develop leadership skills and learn more about educational and career opportunities. This particular class had an opportunity to learn about budgeting and credit management through Gain Federal Credit Union and learn about mental health and student resources offered by Burbank Family Services Agency. This last slide is a department photo over at McCambridge Rec Center. And earlier I mentioned a labor of love, and I really believe that that definitely goes without saying for all of the Parks and Recreation employees. They work so hard to make these events happen quarter after quarter, and we attend regular weekly meetings, and at these meetings, I hear my coworkers discussing the next event, right, for summer, for 6 months out. So they are constantly working, even though they are working to coordinate current events, they're already planning for the future. And I can't say enough good things about this team. I still say I'm the new person coming in, right, coming from PD, so they completely amaze me. Week after week, just the hard work that they put into all of this, to me is mind-blowing. And I still, I say I'm new. They're telling me I'm not, but I say I am. But it's just amazing. So I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge that and celebrate them and just pause for a minute because I know that they go, and keep working. So for the managers that are here, I see there's Paula, I see John, I see Aaron, Bryce helps out a lot. So thank you to everyone for all that you do. It's absolutely amazing, and I love being a part of this team. So if we can acknowledge them just for a minute. Thank you. So that concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you so much, Brenda. And this is only a span of 3 months, so there's no shortage of programming, and it spans such a wide array of different moments, whether it's sports or adult programs and aquatics and cultural and arts and everything. I mean, it's incredible. So I just on behalf of the board would like to just give one more round of applause to the staff and all the volunteers for giving our community all these options of different things that they can partake in, and relatively at a nominal cost to be able to do these really cool things. So I just wanted to say that, and I believe my fellow board member here has something to say.
Ms. Castaneda, thank you for, I can't go through each of these programs. That's amazing, but there is one that I want to give a special shout out to, maybe the newest one in the Parks and Rec umbrella. It's maybe a coincidence that it is the animal shelter, but I have got to say to you and to Marissa, what an amazing difference and just a wonderful experience that the animal shelter brings to our city under Parks and Rec. Just the atmosphere, the awareness. You can go online and see things from our animal shelter almost every single day. My daughter and I were part of the foster kitten program when she was younger. Our foster kitten is now 14. So, and our dog is from there too. But I'll tell you, the animal shelter has become such a welcoming, friendly place to go and to look at the animals and visit with them. We have one of Burbank's most amazing volunteers, Mr. DeLeon, I see is here today, part of this year's Leadership Burbank, and I think he's interested in adopting that 140-pound dog, Astrid. So you might want to talk to him, maybe, bring the leash over, and part of his volunteering could be with that dog. But thank you very much, and I'll tell you, that animal, it's always a highlight for me since it joined Parks and Recs. So I have to give that shout out to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ashley.
I was just going to say, I have been on Parks and Rec board for almost 4 years now. I've lived in Burbank for a while. I'm still honestly so amazed at at the amount of things that Burbank, that this city does, that Parks and Rec does, it just never ceases to amaze me what we can accomplish and what we do accomplish and the things that we provide to our community. So I'm honored to be a part of the board and just, honored to be a part of this community because we truly do a lot. And so thank you for the presentation. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Mickey?
Wonderful presentation, and I really like your passion, and you really are part of a wonderful team here. And I echo Robbie's comments as far as the animal shelter goes. I encourage people to go by there and rescue a dog. Don't go spend $2,000. There's nothing better than getting a rescue dog. I was very fortunate 5 years ago, and we still have our little baby. She's 7 years old, and we don't know what we'd do without her. And the staff there are tremendous. As you know, I hate to sound corny here, but as Carly Simon says, nobody does it better than the Burbank Park and Recreation Department. I mean that. I'm proud that I'm a former employee, and our department keeps getting better and better. It's great to see that they're using the van to go around to different events. That program started back in around 1994, and it was originally called Kids at Play. And we went around the neighborhoods that were a good distance from a recreation center. We set up in cul-de-sacs. Over on Lake Street, that was one of our popular areas. But our department just keeps adapting and proceeding. And as Ashley says, I'm very proud to be on the Park and Recreation Board, and even prouder to be a former employee. So, continued good work, and our department's 100th anniversary is really going to be a special thing. So, thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
If I may,
Yes.
Chair, thank Brenda for doing an excellent job. Wanted to just mention that one of the things that you're going to see in your agenda as a slight change, we would bring forward like an annual report for some programs, but it didn't include everything. So what we decided to do this year is to do quarterly updates. So you will be receiving these every quarter, as it's important for me and our team to highlight everything that we do in the department. I think some people don't realize what this amazing team does. And also to thank you all for your support. So if we're no longer going to be scheduling an annual aquatics update, or I think we do aquatics. I think we did the animal shelter. There's a couple of programs, but I felt it was important that for you all and the community to get quarterly reports. And if if any of the board members wish to dig or dive deeper into one program area, we're happy to bring that as a separate standalone report. But I hope you enjoyed this report, and we look forward to bringing you these every quarter. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Our final agenda item, I would like to introduce Ms. Paula Ohan, who will talk about an amending Burbank Municipal Code. And she'll go into it. I won't stay the rest of the title here.
Yeah, no worries. Good evening, Chair Masralian and members of the board. Paula Ohan, Senior Administrative Analyst in the Parks and Recreation Department. My report to you tonight is to request your discussion, input, and approval of the department's two proposed amendments to the Burbank Municipal Code, also known as the BMC, on two topics. The first is the BMC 5-3-410, which is the unlawful to be in parks when closed, as well as the update to the department name. In summary of the report before you, I will brief the board on the history and department name and the changes to BMC 5-3-410. In 1925, the Parks and Forestry Department, as well as the Park Commission, was established. Once again, congrats to the department on their 100th anniversary. In 1950, Burbank voters approved a charter amendment establishing the Park and Recreation Department, abolishing the commission, then formally establishing the Park and Recreation Board. Hopefully you'll follow along with the little changes. In 2000, the addition of community services was added to the department's name, reflecting its expanded responsibilities, such as the youth employment that we used to have at that time, the transportation programs that we used to have, and the management of the Castaway lease agreement, and other miscellaneous things as well. This change was intended to better represent the department's diverse services. In 2001, through a charter amendment, the board was officially renamed as well to the Park, Recreation, and Community Services, or the PRCS Board. Fast forward, 2013 between 2013 and 2014, the department underwent a reorganization. They developed a new mission statement and branding, of course. As part of this process, the staff recommended that we change and rename our department name from PRCS to Parks and Recreation Department. That would be better reflective of the current programming, short, kind of easy, all-encompassing. Due to the high cost and lengthy process of amending the charter to change this, the city manager approved the name change in August 2014 under the BMC charter, section 605, which gave the city manager at the time the authority to approve this name change. The next steps after the approval of that was to take this to the city council for the official change in the municipal code. So that's where we are today. And then the name change for the board is we are currently looking at through with the city clerk's office and our city attorney's office to change the official name of the board, should we go that route. BMC 5-3-410 is the unlawful to be in the parks when closed. Effective January 3, 1983, the BMC established public park closure hours from 11 p.m. to sunrise, with the exceptions of Wildwood Canyon Park, Buena Vista Park that was called at the time, and Bel Air Ball Field that closed 30 minutes after sunset. So that is the code from 1983. In response to council's request to address gang activity at that time, and to be more aligned with park closures, for our park closures to be more aligned with the city's 10 p.m. curfew for minors, the council approved an amendment in December of 1995 to set a 10 p.m. closure time for most parks and facilities, with some locations maintaining a closure time of 30 minutes after sunset. In 1995, the amendment improved the consistency. To improve the consistency, the current language regarding the park closure times presented challenges with enforcement. The sunset and sunrise times can vary almost every day, especially throughout the seasons. So this kind of would make it difficult for Burbank Police or any security personnel to enforce, because it changes daily. So you got to look at an app to figure out what time sunset is and then count 30 minutes from there. And that's how an officer would know that it's unlawful to be at the park. So not super clear. So to improve the safety, consistency, clarity of this code, the department is proposing setting standard park hours for all parks, unlawful to be at a park from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. These set hours will help our current security ambassadors, allied security, to just be better, to help enforce these hours, allow patrons to be there, more clarity for the patrons to know how long they can be there, and they can actually almost enjoy being at a park for a little bit longer. And again, it's very clear and very set. In conclusion, like I mentioned, by having set hours for all of our parks, we kind of avoid confusion. We provide, I think, greater safety, the ability to better enforce park closure times. And again, our visitors will, I think, gain a better experience by now knowing clear hours, and they can probably enjoy the park a little bit longer. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Robbie.
Thanks for a great presentation. Paul and I worked together 100 years ago when I was on Art in Public Places, and you've just become more and more spectacular over the years. So thanks very much. I had a quick question.
Yes.
Does the closure time, does that include the parking lots for the parks?
Yes.
So that's the whole park
Yes.
area, including the parking after 10 p.m.?
Yes, because the parking lot is actually intended to be for park usage. That is a park parking lot, that's the intent of it. So yes, the park parking lot would go in line with the park hours.
I see. Okay. I'm all about it.
I have two questions. First question is, just for the record and for clarity, can you state what the current name is and what the proposed name change name is, so we just are very clear on what we're voting on again?
Sure. So we currently, in 2014, we officially, through the city manager, have become the Parks and Recreation Department. The code still has us as Park, Recreation, and Community Services Department.
Got it.
So we want to officially change it to be what you kind of see, our branding, Parks and Recreation Department.
Got it. And then my other question is, when you say parks are closed 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., just for clarity, that's just like what you would deem a park, not a public facility like a Verdugo Aquatic Center that might be at 5 a.m. Some people are swimming, so it's an actual, like what you would consider like a park, Wildwood Canyon or McCambridge or whatever.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Ashley?
Is there, you might have covered this, so I apologize, but is there any fiscal impact to a name change?
So there is a fiscal impact to the city when it comes to our code change. It is not a department fiscal impact. It is something that the city clerk's office takes on the financial aspect of it to codify. There is that portion of it, but it is something that when is needed to update, it's something that they have in their budget for as well.
Thank you.
And if I may just add, there would be a small fiscal impact to the department. We would have to rebrand everything, and so vehicles, shirts, and things like that. I mean, it's not an insurmountable amount, but there is a fiscal impact to having to rebrand everything that is labeled as Parks and Recreation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right. So with that, I'd like to see if we can get a motion to approve the proposed amendments to the Burbank Municipal Code regarding the name change and the hours of operation.
This is Robbie. I'll move to approve the name change and clarify the hours of operation.
And do I have a
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
All right. Next, we'll move on to the consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered routine by department staff and may be enacted on by the board by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless before the board votes on the motion to approve the recommendations, board members, staff, or public request specific items be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Removed consent items will be discussed separately. Do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I don't believe we have any tabled items, do we? Nope. Any additional comments from the board? Nope. All right. And then Before we adjourn, I'd like to again remind everyone that this is in memory of Anthony Lopez. So thank you for the staff for bringing that to our attention. Our next meeting will be on March 13th. Have a great evening.
It is.